Hello friends, welcome back to the channel. Hope you are doing well. So this is the video number 2 on Ansible series. In the first video we have been discussed on introduction to Ansible, what is Ansible, why we required to set up, what are the benefit to apply and install Ansible in infrastructure. So today let's start with basic setup. In this scenario, I'm going to set up 3 virtual machine on EC2 instance. One instance I'm going to set up as a Ansible node, and remaining 2 I'm setting as Ansible client, or else you can consider as a web server or anything. And after setting up Ansible, I'm just communicate using ssh-key by copying ssh-key to root credentials, and then I try to ping using Ansible module. So these are the agenda of our today's video. So here in diagram you can see there is one Ansible node. It connect with the 2 client, Ansible client 1 and Ansible client 2. So let's start with Ansible node. So this is my I have already set up Ubuntu instance with there is no prerequisite setup, nothing. It is fresh machines. So let's take next SSH of Ansible node. I'm taking SSH using Ubuntu user, and I already downloaded the key. Let me change the appearance so at least we have more idea. So yes, this is the our Ubuntu machine. Let me sudo su. So I'm just navigate to root user. Let me first update the packages repository list. So I just run apt-add command. Now the package repository files has been up to date. Now there are some commands or repository that I need to add. So first I'm add this ppa.ansible/ansible. So this is my repository ID from where I need to add Ansible repo ID. So let me add. Also I'm adding these commands on the video description. So you'll get the update over there. So I'm just entering the confirmation. Again, I'm just run apt-update. So here you can see additional release for Ansible has been added to my release pack file in source.list, and I'm just install Ansible and sshpass. apt install Ansible. So here some of the package like Ansible core, Python 3, Python 3 Kerberos, NaCl, NTLM. There are dependency which required to set up with Ansible core. So I am just pressing yes. If you approve with command line using -y, you can also do it. But here I just want to show the list of the packages, so I just put manual authorization. So let's wait for some moment. It will install all the Python or core components which is required by Ansible. As we learn in first video that there are some of the modules, it about 1,000+ modules been there with Python and some curl, some Perl, and some of the modules been set up using sh. So these are the dependencies and the requirement for the Ansible. Here you can see sshpass is already installed. Sometime in some of the operating system, dependencies are not being fully installed, like sshpass in some of the distribution. So if you didn't find sshpass, you just run the command apt install sshpass, as we have already installed, but in some of the distribution we get not sshpass on the list of the modules. So I'm be ready with the ssh and Ansible with Ansible node. So let's validate /etc Ansible. By default, Ansible setup under etc Ansible. So let me just run ls-lh. So here you can see one configuration file called Ansible cfg, hostess file, and roles directory automatically been created. Let me just open the ansible.cfg. Here you can see the configuration file, but all the things are been commented, so no configuration been updated over here. Let me validate hostess file. Here also all the files has been all the content of the file been commented, so you can just add the hostess. So now I need to add my node. So let me open the diagram. So here we can see I have set up the Ansible node. Now I need to set up a client, Ansible client. So there are two ways. Either you can use password or else use key. In general scenario, we do have key, right? Also, one more option is to use third-party source file. We can also use that as an inventory file, but that thing we'll discuss on the later phase. So as of now, you just consider two things. Either we can add a machine using SSH or else password. So first, I am in this setup. I am going to create a SSH key, generate the SSH key from the root user of Ansible node, and copy same key as the authorization part to Ansible client 1 and Ansible client 2. So my Ansible node can be directly connect SSH using root key to Ansible client 1 and Ansible client 2. So let me just generate the SSH key. ssh-keygen -t rsa. So this is the command line utility to generate the key. I am not giving any password to connect, so I just put blank and enter. Now let me navigate to ssh directory. You can find three files: authorized keys, idrsa, and idrsa.pub. So this is my private key. Private key as name always been private, and id _pub. This public file as name, we need to copy it to destination machine, so I can communicate from my machine to destination machine. So this is my node, Ansible node. So I'm just simply put hostname Ansible node. Just for identification. Okay, and now I'm connecting SSH of client 1 using public IP. and I'm adding key. Let me change the preferences. Let me run sudo space su. I'm going to use .ssh under root user. There is file called authorized.keys. So let me copy it, open the file, and here I'm adding .pub. So this is my pub file for the root user on Ansible node. Okay. Now let me copy private as well as public IP, and let me check whether the instance being communicated over the private or not. It should be connect because all the three machines been set up on same availability zone. So let me copy private IP and from SSH node root @ So here there are options that continuing to connecting, yes. As my key is already added, that's why I'm able to communicate without any password. So let me close this. Same thing I'm applying on client 2. So let me change the appearance. I'm changing because you guys can visible the screen and what are the commands. So let me run sudo su. Now I'm on client 2 and .ssh vi authorized.keys. Now I'm copying this public file to client 2. Now again I'm just copying private IP of the client 2 and let me validate whether it's working or not. Root @ private IP, it should be working. Sorry, yes, that's it. So now we are able to communicate from master node to, or else sorry, Ansible node to client 1 and client 2. Now I need to add both the machines in inventory file for the Ansible node. So it's similar to the inventory file. As we know, it's under /etc/ Ansible, and the default file path of the this is the default path of the Ansible inventory file, where I need to add the IP address of client 1 and IP address of client 2. Also, we are able to communicate using private IP address for in between the Ansible nodes. So I'm using the private IP address. Okay, and also I'm put a group name for both the node called, for example, let's take web server. So both I'm considering under web server. So let's start with the Ansible. Where is the Ansible machine? let me check hostname. This is my Ansible node. So let me navigate to etc Ansible. With now I'm edit hostess file. I'm just scroll down, insert, and I'm putting square bracket, and let me put web server and put the private IP address of both the machines. So let's say client 1 and client 2. Okay, now let me test first. Whenever we being set up anything, we'll first validate the communication is working fine or not. So we'll start with the Ansible command. So let's set Ansible -m. M stands for module. As we discussed on the first video that Ansible have more than 1000+ modules. So one of the module called ping. So let me set a ping. If I put all, then all the host files or host entries under inventory file etc hostess /etc/ansible/hostess, all the machines been validate and it ping to all the machines. So let me ping all first. Here you can see the first machine 38.50, and you get a ping response with response called pound. So this is the success of the inventory ping and pong. Also let me, instead of all, let me validate web server. Okay, if I by mistakenly put web, let's see what's the result. Could not host the match time. Hope you guys having the idea of Ansible setup and the component of how you can add the machines. So in next video I'm going to configure using passwords. This we have the key. So stay tuned for the next video. Kindly subscribe the channel and hope you guys like the videos. Kindly provide your input on the comment section. Thank you very much.